Hi everyone, myself Rudy. Today I welcome you all for a new and very interesting topic is about why the stock market is trading at high valuation. So presently the Nifty is trading at 42 PE. PE means price to earning ratio. So how the PE is defined is that whenever you want to earn a 1 rupee per share, you have to pay a premium for that. You have to pay multiple times of 1 rupee. That's called as a PE. For an example of a Nifty, the Nifty is trading at 42. To earn a 1 rupee per share, you have to pay 42 rupees extra. That's a premium. That's in the simple term, it's explained as a PE. So presently the Nifty is trading as a 42. So Nifty is usually trades between 2 to 28 PE. Whenever it reaches a 28 PE, the Nifty has always corrected as we have witnessed in the history. But now the Nifty is trading at 42 PE, means it is high valued. The people are buying a Nifty with a high valuation. From an investor perspective, it is important to know why the Nifty is trading at a high valuation. From an investor perspective, it's very much important. So in the further part of the video, I will be explaining about what are the reasons which is leading the market to trade at a high valuation of a Nifty. So why the stock market is trading at a high valuation? So the reason is, the first reason which I want to tell you is that the FIS inflows. The FIS means the foreign institution investors have been pumping a consecutive 5 months. They are pumping money to the Indian market. So they have pumped almost 1.6 lakh crores money to the Indian markets, which they have never been pumped that much of money in the 5 consecutive months in the history. So in the other side, DIIs, domestic institutional investors, they have sold almost 1.3 lakh crores from 5 consecutive months in an Indian stock markets. So but the net buyers are the FIIs, the foreign institutional investors are buying a huge amount of pumping a huge amount of money to the Indian market, which led the market to trade at a higher valuation. It is making a all-time high now. So what are the reasons which made an investors like the FIIs to buy in an Indian market? So first reason is that V-shaped recovery we have witnessed in the last 2 quarters. So in the V-shaped recovery before 6 months in the June quarters, all companies have witnessed a loss. Some companies profitability has gone down. So COVID has impacted a lot on the companies. So after that, there is a huge turnaround story. So the companies were making a good profitable in zone. The V-shaped recovery we have witnessed in an economy. So the examples for the passenger vehicle segment, it has increased with compared to the previous year. Next, the tractor sales, monsoon was good and IT sectors were giving a growth factor. Next, pharmaceutical industry, which played a very important role in an economy towards this pandemic. So this led the stock market to make a higher high with the higher valuations. So the third reason is about growth oriented budget. So in the February 1, the Nirmala Sitharaman has been announced FY 22-23 budget on February 1. It is a growth oriented budget. We have seen a lot of capital expenditure was doing in an economy, which leads the economy to boost the GDP on track for the FY 22-23. So this made an investor sentiment to be in the positive zone, and it will impact the positive on the company's profitability. This made an investor like an FIIs to buy a huge quantity of money to flow into the Indian market. So the budget plays a very important role. In the budget, the major focus was on infrastructure investments. So when to create an assets in an infrastructure. So whenever there is a crisis, whenever there is a financial crisis which happens in any kind of a country, the government will focus on first on infrastructure. So in the previous there was a financial crisis in the 2008. India was there, in the BJP government was there. In that condition also, they have invested a lot of amount in the infrastructure. It has given a positive impact on the GDP. So that is why the FIIs are fully positive on the economy and the stock market. Coming to the fourth reason which leads the investor sentiment in the positive is that the earning visibility we see in the FY 22 and FY 23. So the huge potential of earnings is there in an economy when the economic activities are doing good, as we have witnessed in the last 6 months. it may continue for the next six months and 1 year period of time. So when there is a good profitability is there, the EPS upgrades, or EPS means earning per share upgrade will be there. When the earning per share get upgraded, the PE will be downgraded simultaneously. So the earnings visibility led the market to be in the higher levels. The stock market, how does the stock market function is that whenever there is a good things going to happen in the future, it will be rewarded, it will be going to be up in the present itself. It will not going to wait till the things going to happen in the future. So when it's going to forecast it, and it's going to be rewarded in today's time for the tomorrow's benefit. So coming to the fifth reason is about the China plus one concept. The China plus one concept means, so in the China products, the huge demand is there in the world. So the dependency of the products from China is more. The people after this pandemic, people want to shift, people want searching for an alternative with respect to the China. The immediate alternative which the people are finding is that India. So India has a huge potential to grow. Whenever the shift from a China products it happens to the India, when the business from a China it comes to the India, it definitely going to impact in the positive direction. It's going to impact positively in the economy, which led the stock market to grow and which makes the company to be in the profitable zone. That makes the investor sentiment in the positive direction. This COVID pandemic has been given a positive also, in the negative direction also, but we have to think only positive for the growth factor of our economy. The sixth reason is about Atmanirbhar Bharat. So it was been announced by Prime Minister of India is Narendra Modi. So the Make in India concept, which making India as a self-reliant country, which makes to manufacture all the product which we are importing from another country, which we are depending on another country, which makes us to self-reliant on our country itself to manufacture all the products which has been importing from another country to in India, which Atmanirbhar Bharat, which plays a very important role. So that makes a good impact on an economy in the profitable zone. So the seventh reason is about the low interest cost economy. So the low interest cost economy, when there is a low interest cost in an economy, the economy, how does it function is that, so when there is a low interest rates, the present interest rates often in Reserve Bank is at 4% repo rate. So when there is a low interest rates, the people who want to take a loan will going to increase. When the loan taken is increased, the loan which amount will be taken, it will be pumped into the economy. The liquidity will be more. When the more economic activities does and the money which is pumped into the economy, the more when the more economy activity is going in a country means it impacts profitability of a company. When the profitability of a company get improved means it directly impact on the stock market, it will impacting on the positively. So this is how the circle is going to happen. So whenever the stock market witnessing a low interest cost in an economy, which the PE expansion will take place, which we have witnessed in Western countries and other countries also. The low interest cost which made a positive impact on an economy and which make a positive impact on the stock market, which made an investor interest on the positive side. That's why the market is trading at a high valuation, as we have seen. So when will the market is going to correct? When will the market is going to crash? So many people are telling that market may crash in the near term because the Nifty is trading at a 42. So it may crash because the people are fully focused on the valuations of a Nifty. But from another perspective, some people are telling that the FIs are pumping money in a stock market, which makes a much higher and higher in the Nifty. It may make higher. The present Nifty is trading at 15,100 and it may extend its leg towards 16,000. The Sensex may be extended to 60,000. This kind of the assumptions is there in the other side. But I want to tell my perspective about a Nifty on stock market is that, so in the COVID session, because of the COVID lockdown has happened, the March and June quarters result was impacted. The EPS was downgraded. Many companies have been witnessed a loss in that area. Because of that, the EPS have been dropped. When the EPS is dropped for a company, the PE will be more. So that's what the thing is happened on the Nifty. Whenever the PE will going to recover, so in the next March and June quarter, if the PE will recover, if the earning per share will recover, the PE will also recover. When the EPS will gonna rise, the PE automatically will going to come down. So we have to wait for that time to happen. So we have to wait for the 6 months to pan out to get a clear picture about a PE of a Nifty, to clear picture about an earning per share of a companies, to value the Nifty in the proper manner. So till then, it's not that we have to withdraw all of my money for 6 months from a stock market. We have to invest in some other debt instruments like a bonds and all. It's about to asset allocation is very much important. So if the Nifty makes an higher high, so you may feel that the fear of missing out. If the Nifty crashes, oh, I am very well because that I am exited. So it cannot, nobody is perfect in the stock market. Nobody can time the market. It's about how to make a asset allocation based on the factors which makes a stock market impacted. So you have to allocate your equity and debt fund depending upon the risk valuation and risk and reward valuation. So it's all about this video. In this video, I think I have clarified you why the Nifty is trading at a high valuation. So I think I have clarified you. So in the next video, I will be explaining about how to allocate your assets depending upon the situation what is having at the current time. So how to safeguard your investments I will be explaining in the next video. Till then, bye bye.